Yo, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Glock here, and today I got some wonderful fucking news for you all. The update for Absolver is out on PC, and this is great. I mean, it's not on console. They actually want to put it on PC first to see how the PC community is going to respond to it, and they're going to drop it on console. So I'm going to read a little bit of the update itself, but I will just leave the link in the description for the actual thing, so you guys can get the information all by yourself. And let's just go over a couple of the things. So starting off, it says, hi everyone. When the winter update was released, the balancing of the game was negatively impacted by some bug fixes, notably the fix on stun durations. Since then, we began working hard on balancing, and especially on frame data. Special abilities for Phage and Windfall have also been tweaked, as well as sharp impact and unbreakable powers and a couple other bugs. So they list a lot of the detailed information down the bottom. For the frame data has been reworked in this patch. The main goal was to get back the pressure game while keeping a good reaction time against faster attacks. We've also done some work to differentiate attacks with similar properties by trading block stun frames with hit stun frames and damage. So some attacks now have a better block stun value to stay safe and keep the pressure, while others are most risky but have better rewards, better damage and hit stun to follow up with other attacks. So they did do a lot of that framework stuff. For the actual framework, I'm gonna just not go over that at all because it's a huge spreadsheet. Again, the link for that is in the patch notes, so I'm just going to leave the link to the patch notes in the description if you want to see the moves personally. But let's start out with some the special abilities for Phage. The parries, their startup went from 18 frames to 16 frames, and the damage now went from 40 to 50, and the shard bonus increased from 0.1 to 0.15, so that's pretty fucking cool. The Phage and the backstance abilities, you now get a stamina bonus of 25 instead of 20. And you also get 0.15 shards for that as well instead of 0.1. And you guys actually now have slowdown frames at a more increased level, from 6 frames to 9 frames whenever you actually avoid. So now you don't gotta avoid and then like immediately parry anymore. You could probably get some solid openings with that one. Windfall, however, they got nerfed. They have a slowdown duration of 14 frames previous to the patch, but now it's going to 12 frames. I don't know how I feel about that. I never thought that the Windfall thing was ever a problem. I don't know why they ever thought that this was okay. They just keep nerfing shit. I don't get it. Sharp impact was nerfed. It can no longer do 100% cut damage, only does 80%. It's not a significant nerf, and I don't think anyone was really tripping much about how sharp impact worked as far as cut. I think people were more upset that it only cost 2 shards to last for 20 seconds. I mean, if y'all wanted to nerf it, just make it last for like 15 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, and just make it cost 3 shards instead of 2. I don't think that the cut damage was really a thing. I mean, 80% to 100%, like, yeah, that is 20%, but that's still a pretty high percentage. I don't think that that's going to do much. Unbreakable, they have a bit of a nerf as well. Now, instead of you having a damage reduction of 50%, you only have a damage reduction of 25 when you're in Unbreakable, and you can no longer break a weapon instantly. You have to get hit probably 2 or 3 times. I don't know what times 8 really is for Unbreakable, but you know, whatever. Some bug fixes is it's no longer possible to guard an incoming attack when parried or avoided. This was an issue that I mentioned in my video when I did my update rant. They set it up to where whenever we get a parry, no matter how fast the move is, we get blocked. Our window is supposed to be 14 frames, but even if you throw a 10 frame move after a parry, they would just block it, and it made the parrying useless. They also fixed a bug when someone received a snatcher without any weapon in hand. After that, only 1 hit was needed once he or she had a weapon in hand to be disarmed. Oh, okay. See, when I first read this, I didn't get it. Now I guess it's saying there was a bug where when you use snatcher, someone will pull their weapon out, and then when you hit them afterwards, the weapon would then be disarmed. That's what the glitch that Lion King was talking about last time. Okay, that's what's up. So we've also fixed the starter frame numbers displayed for the following attacks. It's just a bunch of the sword moves and how drunken and drunken stomp, but like I said, you guys can also read the patch notes yourself. And lastly, the animation of cleaver blow is slightly slower to fit the 16 frame startup display. So I have mixed emotions about the whole thing, as you guys already heard. I'm not really sure why they would need to patch the whole thing with Windfall. I think that was a little bit too much. Windfall was already in a good state. I was kind of feeling Windfall, but whatever, right? It's not my game. And I guess 12 frames wouldn't be bad, because I did look into the frame data, and you guys, they have significantly changed the way some of these moves work. Like, if you guys remember cross punch used to confirm what, I think it was 5 on hit. Now it's confirming 8 on hit, and it's still 14 frame startup. So it's like the moves are way different now. Like, they're way different. And I'm confused, even though it is a 12 frame only instead of 14 like it used to be. I wonder what that's going to entail. And I wonder if Forsaken is still 14 frames for parry. I mean, they didn't mention that they changed anything with Forsaken. They only said that Phajin in Windfall got changed. So I guess it'd be safe to assume maybe, you know, Forsaken's still good. Although I had a friend who told me that they didn't exactly fix the parry, that you can still block certain moves, but you can only confirm 10 to 12 frame moves. So that's pretty fucking garbage if they did that. That's super trash. But yeah, the moves, again, they're in a spreadsheet, so I don't want to go over each move individually, as there's like 150 moves in this game. I'm just not going to do that. But I also feel like whatchamacallit, that Phajin as it's going to be all right now. I like the fact that they added freeze frames for the avoids, because I didn't see why they didn't get freeze frames in the first place, because that's a pretty complicated thing to do. I always felt like if Windfall was going to get freeze frames, then how come Phajin didn't get freeze frames? Like, you guys right here dodging and then doing a parry right afterwards, like, that was fucking garbage. But it's good to know that parrying is back. So my Forsaken game is going to be back to the thing. It's good to know the combat is fixed. They're actually having the sun frames back in there. It's good to know that they're paying attention, right? But when it's going to come on console, I don't know. I just want to inform you guys that the update is out and that there are patch notes so you guys can see yourself. Go out, build some new decks, some actual decks, and have fun with the game again. It's been your boy Glock. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and definitely subscribe if you're new. And I'm out. Peace.